My lord, I'm afraid you were right when you said these hostilities wouldn't end at Pribyslavitz.
That comes as no surprise.
What has happened?
My men reported 2 more attacks today.
Ah, Henry. I'm glad you're here. It seems like we'll have another task for you. Come and join us.
My lord.
Greetings, lad.
Bandits raided a few remote hamlets, but that's the least of our worries. They also attacked Merhoyed, and that's a much more serious matter.
Merhoyed. Matthias is working there.
They attacked right after the battle in Pribyslavitz. Bastards are probably trying to prove they're still strong. But there's a silver lining. The villagers held them off, and they even took 1 captive. He's wounded, but we can still interrogate him.
Your Graces, I hope I'm not intruding.
On the contrary, Master Tobias. Unlike Bernard, you are the bearer of good tidings. Or so I gather from the coin you carry. Tell me, how many groschen did we find in Pribyslavitz?
My lord, I'm sorry, but my news is no better than Captain Bernard's. These coins are very good. That is to say, well-made facsimiles, as we call them.
What? I don't give a what you call them. I want to know what they're facking worth.
That's just it, sir. They're worth nothing.
Are you saying what I think you're saying, Master Tobias? This here
is just a pile of copper.
Kurva! Fuck!
Plated with silver, so it's still of some worth.
Kurva! Fuck!
Is it a lot of work to make such counterfeits, Master Tobias?
I should say so, sir. Highly demanding work. Especially to make such plausible forgeries. They would need a well-hidden foundry, several craftsmen, and a source of material.
But they could just be brought in from somewhere else, could they not?
They could, but then again the silver mines are nearby and these groschen seem freshly minted, so...
So we are facing a foe who has almost limitless sources of coin. That's all we need.
Doppelgänger.
Well, gentlemen, it's clear what we have to do. Interrogate that captive bandit, find out their numbers, and promptly cut off their supply of money. Otherwise, they'll soon have another encampment.
If they haven't already.
I doubt it, sir. Merhoyed wouldn't have been able to hold them off if they did.
Well, lad, I said we'd have work for you, but it never crossed my mind there would be this much. You've already proved your worth as an investigator, so I'm putting my faith in you again. Go to Merhoyed and question that captive. Find out where those brigands are hiding, how many there are, and what they're planning. And while you're at it, see if you can find some clues as to where this counterfeit coin is coming from.
Very well, sir.
Good luck. We're counting on you. All of us. Come report to me as soon as you know anything. I'll be at the lookout point near Talmberg.
Greetings.
Sir,
Of course, Henry.
well, I thought since we...
Criticizing your liege lord, are you?
Oh no, I don't mean anything by it.
Easy, lad. I'm only pulling your leg. My garrison is a shamble these days. I lost most of my men in Skalitz, and what I'm left with after Pribyslavitz, let alone guarding the roads and patrolling the rest of the province. That is, I didn't have the men. As it happens, you've come at... Recently, I asked an old acquaintance for help. Sir Kuno of Rickwald and his mercenary band. The men who...
Excuse me for being so bold, but there's plenty of mercenaries around.
You have a point, lad, but I'd like to tell you I talked to Kuno because I trust him. But actually You see, Kuno owes me a favor, so he'll serve me free of charge.
So, you want...
Yes, but that's not all. I told Kuno I'd send him a guide, but really what I need is for someone to keep a close eye on him and his men. Someone reliable. Go and report to him at his encampment.
Who is this, Sir?
He's the last baron of the House of Rickwalt, which became impoverished. He's certainly an entertaining companion, but as a mercenary...
That sounds a little worrying.
Oh, it's nothing too bad. Just that now and again he needs...
All right.
Excellent. He set up camp between Ratai and Ledechko. It's a good luck, Henry.
I will, sir.
Good luck, then.
May I be of service?
Yes, Henry. Chief Engineer
The chief engineer.
in a manner of speaking. Master Faith,
Can they really be restored?
everything can be rebuilt with enough will and... You'll get the details from Chief...
Certainly.
Where? He ought to be somewhere at Perkstein and...
Well, thank you.
Good luck, Hal. Goodbye.
God bless you.
Sir, I met the parish priest of Uzhitz.
I should say so. Have you ever seen him at swordplay? Rumour has it, when he finished his studies at the university where his father sent him, they say he made a living as a mercenary. And then he suddenly came back and settled down. But he's a fair man, and I'm fond of him. Henry, just the...
What's the problem?
The Archbishop's vicar has come to Uzhitz. I don't know why exactly, but the rumour is...
I'm sorry, but I'm not really up on religious ranks, sir.
You don't have to apologize. It's the devil's own work to make sense of their twisted hierarchy. The vicar is short for vicarious, meaning in place of.
I see.
In this case, sadly, the superior in question...
What should I do about it?
Firstly, find out why he's really here. He might truly be on the hunt for heretics, which...
I understand.
The best thing for me and all concerned would be for him to pack it.
And how can I, encourage...
No, of course not. But if you can make him believe there's nothing to find here, he'll be off in no...
I understand.
Indeed.
Very well. I'll get going.
Good luck, lad, and be careful.
I'll be careful.
See you later.
Heyo.
I hope I can... I'll be with you.
I heard that a pilgrim was selling bits of a sacred sword a while ago.
I don't know anything...
Really?
Really? Are you... See you later. God save...
Good luck, then.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Is there any work?
I don't need any.
I hear you're.
So,
I'm interested.
all right. Now, take care.
I hear you're.
So,
I'd like to.
first you have to.
Well. Would you teach me something about the milling?
Aye. Why not? You're handy enough. No doubt you'll. See you later. Hey, lad. Don't you want a little wager on the ratte tourney? I'll stand here and pretend I don't know you're there. You try sneaking up behind me. Well, first, you have to rummage in the purse. The longer you do it, the better chance. Once you've found something you want, try stealing my... Caught you! If this was for real, I'd be yelling for a guard. Try it again. That's the way. I hardly know best practice on...
Thanks, Hachette.
You're welcome.
Will you teach me how?
Certainly.
I'd like to practice.
All right. Now. Lad, don't you want a little wager on the black egg story? Hey.
I've got some good.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be with you. I'm looking for Sakuno. Sakuno? Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
I can see why. What's up with him? Cat got his tongue.
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog. and the executioner ripped it out of him. Anyway, you better come along with me, or I'll introduce you to the other fellas, and the chief. These here are the Bearman brothers, Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs, except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Cobler.
Ah, it's about time Rads had got round to this. You need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsy. You don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed brat. You put them out of a pile of shit. And they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
It's Henry.
Right. As I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right?
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. And still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Sure. No problem, Chief.
Bollocks! What's the matter? Come on! Shit! Don't think you can fight me unless... Damn! You didn't fare badly at all, I must say. You can ride with us.
All right.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Sir Kuno, can you tell...
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but...
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family...
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier.
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickval. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture.
Oh, you might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapade struck. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window. I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in...
Christ.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. But then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near Akovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, wood...
But surely that was for you to decide.
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course. You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you could turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
What about your debt to Sir Radzig?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together with sore heads, but in good only once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king.
I see.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later, word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached, and I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a...
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it.
I'd like to ask about...
Ask away.
What about the fellow they call...
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say it.
So he scouts for you?
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone nearly every time he was...
Those Behrman brothers.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them.
Jesus.
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which real soldiers. As long as they don't...
What can you tell me about Stefan?
Fletching. For one...
How did he come to...
Well, let's just say he...
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story.
Oh, now you've got me curious.
Sure, why not?
What about that dumb one?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of...
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a... You know how it goes. We made a quaint...
I'm not sure I...
We might have done some things I ain't proud of. Except for the stone. When we were approaching Bar... Stefan tried to tell him nicely. Then the Behrman brothers tried to get him off his... Well, a man who can do that...
Weren't you worried about having a stroke?
No, I figured...
What about Jake?
Jakey, that boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my...
Well, you're pretty hard on him, though.
The boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too.
True. Should we ride out?
Aye, we ought to set out on patrol about now. I'd like to head to the north. Is there anything interesting?
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables.
And from there?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure.
Sure.